Hello and welcome, I'm Peasant, and I'm going to be taking on Prussia 6 here with Bringer of Dreams and Nightmares. So we've got jungle and sand as our start. And I have been experimenting with trying to go with a more defending with Dahan in the early game strategy, and it's not really working. Not really working for me anyway. So I think I'm going to revert to my old ways, which is more about the early Midnight Streams type situation. I tend to not really bother with predatory nightmares, though it might be worthwhile I think it's worthwhile if you're protecting your blighted area or maybe your starting sacred site, and I do have to think about my starting sacred site. But no. Just no. No. I say no to such nonsense. Defend 3 in coastal lands, huh? Okay, that's a good one to know is there, actually, because that affects two different lands. And the defend 3 kind of makes me not want to bring my Dahan out of there. But the sheer economy of playing this with extra energy is particularly juicy. Okay, ooh. Land Thrashes is a pretty nice. It makes predatory nightmares feel worthwhile. Potentially a hell of a lot of fear, but it is a late game thing. We're not in the late game just yet. Nearly though. Nearly in the late game. Talons of Lightning. Not immediately relevant. Winds of Rust is very, very good, and it's early enough that this 6 defend is actually still significant. We're unlikely to ever get the threshold in it though. It's a pretty awkward one for us. I think this is a good... Though, can we keep the island healthy for an extra turn? If we do go use Winds of Rust and Atrophy. Well, not really. Especially as I've gone with this particular kind of opening. So I'm going to take the Land Thrashes. And I'm going to get rid of... Dreams of the Dahan. It's actually a kind of ferocious amount of fear when you get it going. Kind of Dread Apparitions. We could use Dread Apparitions in here to at least defend this land next turn. And Prussia wants to build stuff. We'll put it away from the blight. Oh, we've got sand into sand. Okay, so this does favour the more defensive approach, defending and counter-attacking. Well, not much point doing this kind of shenanigans this turn, so probably this is a reclaim 1 kind of deal. Reclaim, dread, midnights, defend in here. That's probably how it is. And we will get this defend 3 in coastal lands shenanigans going on. So that will at least defend in here. So I'm not going to do much against this, but maybe if we should be gaining multiple fear cards. Defend with Dahan as well. Interesting. Okay, so we need to make sure we do this before we do any of this other stuff, because this might well forget itself. So do this in here. What? Okay. Well, this is interesting. Wrap Wings. Move up to 5 from target land to any land. Defend 5 in that land. So, because we know that we've got defend 3, this actually goes to defend 8. This actually becomes really good. This is a funny situation. Jungle Hungers is also pretty great. The 3 greenery is kind of awkward for us, but I think this right now is really great, so we'll do that. And we will play it. And we've got this 4 here. So do this, and we're going to go in here. And we're going to clear this land out. It's going to be wonderful. Look at that. Okay, so Prussia is adding towns, is it? So yeah, it doesn't really make sense to add it to those sands. As part of me was thinking, oh, should I add it to those sands? No, don't add it to those sands. We've still got a healthy island somehow. I'm confused. So 3, 5. This is 7. This is a 7 damage ravage coming in. I could even... No, I can't do that. I was thinking about that. I could reach into the discard pile, but then I wouldn't have the presence in with the Dahan. But maybe my next presence could go in with the Dahan in here. Thinking about reusing that. But this here is quite a lot of damage. I can't really do much about that. With Dread Apparitions... no, I can't really do much about that. But it's all just more grist for the mill for land thrashes, right? Right? As long as we can control ourselves, we will gain the 3rd moon this turn. The trouble is, there's not much blight on the board, so it's going to be slightly lackluster. Though, actually, thinking about it, there's enough. After the Ravage, there's going to be a blight in here, which is 2 damage, and then a blight in here, so up to 3. So we'll be able to basically destroy 2 cities next to each other, which is a redonkulous amount of fear. So it is worth doing that. So what I think I'm going to do is place a presence in here, thinking of the future. And we're doing okay for energy. We're about to have a very expensive turn. Kind of part of me wants to gain another power, maybe even gain a major, thinking of forgetting Dread Apparitions. Because there are a few majors that make your game a lot more bearable with this spirit. And in fact, we could even gain a major that might just solve this problem and keep the island healthier for another turn, which might have value. Yeah, I think I'm going to look at another major power. We've already got an okay turn. Okay, these are some of our best cards. These are some of our very best cards. So, Paralyzing Fright is amazing. Indomitable Claim is amazing. The fact that they will just make this turn, you know, they will keep the island healthier for another turn is pretty good. I actually think Paralyzing Fright is slightly better here because we've got, I mean, this track down the bottom is kind of useless. This does get us to our any slightly quicker, which, you know, it's not completely worthless. So let's just work this out. So this turn, I've still got a presence to place after this card game, so I'm going to be on Moon. If I was to play Indomitable Claim, I'd start next turn on 4, and then we'd be at the any sooner. But Paralyzing Fright is 8 fear. It's so much fear. It's so very, very much fear. I think we go with Paralyzing Fright. This is a tough call, though. I'd be very interested to if you want to put in your comments what you would have gone for, Claim or Fright here. I think I am going to go with Fright. I'm going to hang on to my little combo there. We'll get rid of Dread Apparitions. And I'll go with this plan of having a presence in there. And now, it's almost like I shouldn't really bother playing either of these. The Predatory Nightmares, does it gain us significant amounts of fear? I mean, it gains us 1 fear for Night Terrors and then 2 fear for pushing attack. I mean, it's 3 fear. That's quite a lot of fear for 2 energy. But where does it leave our economy? Especially if we want to do this on future turns. But are we just going to be Paralyzing Frighting now? What's next? Okay, we've got a wetland. We probably do want to prevent this next turn as well with the Paralyzing Fright. Just wondering whether we're ever going to actually do these things. I think maybe we just go with Paralyzing Fright just for the economy. Think of the economy. Will no one think of the economy? Well, I'm thinking of the economy. Okay, defend with Dahan. We care not. Okay, push up to 2 explorers from an inland land, so no preventable builds. No preventable builds. Yeah, I don't think this this lot really matters. I suppose we can push this one in here so they die in the Ravage. There you go. So yeah, I feel like this little box of tricks, we save that till the end game, which does seem weird considering we only have 4 cards. It does seem a little odd. We're not at the any yet, so we're not going to get the 8 fear out of our Paralysing Fright. But again, this is very worth preventing. Or is it? Do we want to just let it go deliberately and then hammer it with land thrashes for a very large amount of fear? I mean, it's not completely balmy. It's mildly balmy. It will really, you know, won't be in terror level 1 anymore after that. I can assure you. And we've managed to keep the island healthier for a horribly long time. It's kind of almost distressing how healthy this island is. We could even let the blight expand into here or something. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with this. I'm going to just go with just vast amounts of blight blight generation. Yeah, so we're going to let this overflow. This is also going to blight. And then we are going to smash the cities and adjacent lands. That's going to be glorious. Very, very glorious. It's going to cost me 6 energy though, so I think I am gonna want to gain energy rather than a card here. And let's make a sacred site over here, I suppose. Or the other thing to think about is that if I am thinking about using Rapid Wings in future, which I might not, I might want to think about placing a presence somewhere where I will move to with Rapid Wings. For example, in here would be a lovely place to Rapid Wings next turn. Except I'm not going to do that next turn because I want this any. Like, damn it, Jim, I want this any. Let's make another sacred site. And we're going to go with this very greedy fear turn. Oh yeah, got to remember to do this correctly. To get the third mountain. All important. So, blight in here, and then where do we put this blight? I mean, given that I want to hit neighbouring cities, this is probably a good place, but the issue, of course, is that this is about to be a ravage. If I place this here, what benefit does that have? I guess it means that I can do an extra 2 damage in here, which basically is another whole 2 fear. Yeah, I think it's the way to do it. Sand and woodland, huh? Okay, so in here it's going to be 2, 4, 6 damage. That's pretty decent. And in here it's going to be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage as well. And then we've got the predatory nightmares in addition. So that is everyone in there in theory. And then let's push into this jungle. I suppose this is going to be our place that we put all these people. Damn it. Ah, okay, I'll push the explorer first, fine. And then we can use this in here. And again, it, in theory, would destroy everything in that land. So, 4 fear cards. That's okay. And here's something interesting. We could actually deliberately try and manufacture an extra city in there, in this land here, by pushing a town in there. I don't know if that's good. It probably isn't good. And if we were going to manufacture a city, I suppose in here is probably better because it's got all this adjacent blight. Food for thought. And we do have this Ravage in here next turn. But we're probably going to let this one go and Paralyzing Fright in here. Let's actually go for just piling up towns in here. It can be pretty nice to have a big stack of towns to hit. Okay, so we have Mountain Ravages. 3, 4, 5, 6. We could push a load of Dahan in here for a kind of horrible fight back. And I'm thinking that maybe I'd want to go with both of these next turn. That I wouldn't get the extra 8 fear, but it would clear this land for 3 fear. Interesting. So yeah, let's not push. If I am going to do that, I'll do it with the paratroopers. Where are we with cards? We're 1 fear away from Terror 3. Okay. We're in a position where we have to do at least some defending, so I will do some defending, I suppose. So if we go with these two, we won't get the extra 4 fear for that. If we claim. But we will get 3 fear for successfully defending in here. Seems a bit weak to spend all that effort defending this. Yeah, maybe it's not right. Maybe what we need to do is, because we need to get to this any. That's the key. We could just let a blight go. As long as we gain at least 1 fear, that's the key thing. If we reclaim Paralyzing Fright. Oh, what I could do, I could reclaim. Instead of reclaiming Paralyzing Fright, I could go with Wrap. And we will gain at least 1 fear. And then I could Paralyzing Fright next turn, having uncovered this any spot. And I could Paralyzing Fright in conjunction with, say, Land Thrashes. Could I afford that? We're going to have 9, 13 for next turn. We should be able to afford that if I have a cheap turn using Wrap in Wings in here. And we're going to get the fear anyway. So then we could go with this and this next turn. Gain the 3rd mountain. We won't be able to use the second lot of Land Thrashes, but it should still be a large amount of fear. Possibly a waste, actually. Maybe we want to go with Paralyzing Fright with Predatory Nightmares instead. So it's very easy to run out of energy trying to do this shenanigans here. What about this Sand and Wetland build into Ravage? I mean, these are both got Blight on, so these are kind of problems. The Sand don't have Blight on. But unless we defend both of these, which we could defend both of these. We could defend both of these. Can we gain... Tricky, not sure which way to go with this. Just not sure. With Reclaim All, we could be kind of net neutral on Blight. And then, so I could go spend 7 this turn, defend in both here and here. Well, defend in here, Paralyzing Fright in here. And then next turn, I could go Growth 0, get this any, and I could play Paralyzing Fright with Predatory Nightmares. I don't think I'd be able to afford to play it with Land Thrashers. No, I wouldn't be able to afford it. I'd only have... So it'd be playing this with this to gain an additional 8 fear. So, I mean, that's pretty close to the end there. I think that's what I go with. And yes, it is Approximaths. We do actually have a Reclaim here. So I suppose there's a chance I'll draw a more efficient way of defending in here. So I think I'm going to go with a minor power. Elemental Boon, of course, has the perfect elements. Elemental Boon with your perfect elements. It just has perfect elements. What can I say? What can I say? I think I take it. I think I go with the plan. So defend in here, we're paralysing fright in here. Then next turn we'll have 6 energy, which is going to be paralysing fright, which we reclaim, and we play with predatory nightmares, or probably elemental boon, actually. Unless that extra 2 fear we'll gain from that is particularly relevant. Because I think the trouble is we might just lose next turn. That's the trouble with next turn. Because we've got these sands and these wetland ravages. Though we are at Terra, we will be at Terra 3. So we're going to have some pretty serious... hopefully, we're going to have some pretty effective bits of we should get some help with all this. Though cities are generally kind of annoyingly immune to fear cards. Not completely immune, but largely immune. Okay, we've got our Night Terrors. There are only actually 4 cities on the board. Okay. 6 fear cards, that's a good number. Okay, so I think this is the one that gets removed. Yeah, I think it is. Scapegoats at... Oh, this is beautiful. Scapegoats at Terra level 3 is a wonder to behold. A true wonder. Moves an explorer or a town from any land. Well, we'll remove this one. Keep our cluster in case we... So, move an explorer or a town from any land. Let's prevent this build. Each player removes an explorer or a town from a land with a disc, or a city from a land with a sacred site. Okay. Each player chooses different land, removes up to 2 health worth invades per disc there. We do not have people in with our discs. Remove 2 explorers or a town from each land with... Okay, it's just done it for us. That's fine, that suits me. Well, we still have to defend at least one of these. At least one of these wetlands. Or prevent, which is probably almost certainly what we're going to do. We need 9 fear now to win, so we can do that by reclaiming our paralysing fright. We've got the any, finally. We've got the any that we've always dreamed of. We can paralysing fright and we can elemental boon. We should be able to take care of this in the fast phase. So we definitely need the mountain. And those are our cards. For Night Terrors, we're going to want a moon and a beast as well. So we want Moon Beast Mountain. Moon Beast Mountain. So we've got a little bit more terror. This doesn't matter. So now we can Night Terrors. Oh, we're not in with any... Oh, you schlemiel. We're not actually in with any invaders. So never mind about that. But we can do this. We need to make sure that this isn't going to cascade and make us lose. No, it's fine. So we're paralysing right in there, and we are 1 fear away, which the fear card might grant us. Who knows? No. Actually, no, maybe it will. No, the Dahan are all over here. So there is going to be another turn. Because all the Dahan are just over there. So we do have this sordid little cascade. We could have chose to lose by clicking down there, but okay. And then we have the sand and mountain explore, and then we're all the way back round, and we need a single fear, which we can just do without playing any cards for style points. There it is. So that was Prussia 6 with Bringer there. Clearly, there were some inaccuracies in there. Clearly, but it worked in the end. Works in the end. So thanks so much. I've been Peasant. If you like the video, Cheers.